I'm not ready. Right. So let's start off with Nintendo and their massive list of games. First of all, Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
Anyone actually care about Sun and Moon? Adults care about Sun and Moon, really?
It's just another Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Just another Pokemon game.
What do you think of the 3 stars?
I like all of them. I think the blue one is going to grow up to be like a killer, isn't he?
The blue one.
Or the guy who designed the blue one is just going to be like, why mine?
He's the forgotten child.
I know, bless him.
It's a wee shame. I don't really... I don't like designs of new Pokemon generally. I don't think they look good. But everyone loves that Sassiel, so, you know, whatever.
I thought it was getting bad in Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
And I was
Here
like,
we are now.
and that was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
But these are all
Fucking grow up, people.
well trodden Pokemon takes.
Oh, yeah.
They?
Yeah.
So the only other thing Nintendo had, and it was the only reason for them to be at the show, was Zelda 2, I believe, the second Zelda game.
Second ever Zelda game.
Second ever Zelda game.
And they've made it an open world in keeping with, you know, that new hot genre that's on the scene, open world games.
Although I don't like open world games as a rule, but I'm kind of interested to see what a Japanese company will make of an open world game, just like I was quite interested to see what the boys at Konami did with an open world game, because in the end it didn't end up being like a Western open world game, and Zelda could be the same in that respect. But
I think it looks very charming,
yes,
as per usual, and like the most like a Zelda game can do for me these days is be like, as long if it's not Link Between Worlds, it can be nice and charming
and not
it's like
get in your way.
Wind Waker doesn't blow you away, but it's sure a charming ass game.
Oh yes.
If it's empty, but then it's going to be boring.
Yes.
Games like Crackdown, open-ended games, you know what I mean? Open world games.
Yeah.
They just don't have stuff in them sometimes. So
it's
you know,
the GTA San Andreas thing.
It needs to walk a line.
A
you know what I mean?
lot of shit.
But I liked San Andreas. San Andreas was...
That is off track though.
Yeah, that was a good make your own fun game.
Let's, you know what? Yeah, let's not get too off topic because we've got a lot of shit to cover.
But you're not happy with Zelda, right, Darren? That's the one that you...
No, I don't. I'm not excited for it at all.
Not excited for it.
Okay.
I won't bore you. Just,
well, it could be
I
quite
won't bore you.
interesting.
Living your dream. Living the dream.
Living the dream. Okay.
Just I'll let you have your dream. I'm no
so what are we thinking of? What are we thinking of? Zelda the Wild Zelda. I'm thinking 7.
So 7 rupees.
Zelda.
That's what I see. 7 rupees for the Zelda. That's what we're gonna give. 7 rupees for the Zelda. Very happy that it's coming out on the Wii U, so I don't have to disgrace myself by buying another console. Right. Okay. That's Nintendo.
No. The NX didn't get mentioned.
The NX didn't get mentioned, so that's a solid no consoles out of a potential 1 console.
And also
is that the handheld thing where it doesn't have any control?
No one knows.
No one really
was that
knows
a leaked,
what it is.
Was that a leaked thing?
It was
a fake.
It was pretty much fake.
It was a fake.
It looked like your old iPod thing.
They didn't mention at all the fact that they were supposedly going to be branching out into mobile gaming either. Like, they've not talked about any of their supposed new frontiers.
Oh, no, they just kept that very much. They're going to do that, and that's that. Which is fine. I'd rather they didn't spend hours at E3 talking about mobile games.
It's just it genuinely is a massive step for them, that's all. Yeah. It just seemed like a thing that they might want to talk about, but instead of talking about stuff, they talked about nothing at E3.
Yeah.
2 things. It wasn't really...
I thought they were going to announce maybe Splatoon 2 or something.
Nah, it's too hot. It's still doing well.
Yeah, it's still doing too well. Well, you know what I mean? Because that's what Nintendo like. They don't come up with anything. The Splatoon is the newest thing they've come up with.
But then this is what I've thought about this E3 for Nintendo is I don't understand why anyone is I don't understand why people are annoyed, but I wouldn't personally be annoyed because I would rather that a company bringing out a new console would focus all their attention on that and just do a workman's E3. And that's what they've done. That's fine. They've announced their big hitter. It's going to come out when the NX launches or just before it. And you can either wait and get Zelda on the NX or you can have it on the Wii U. Seems like the best of both worlds to me. So
that's it. That was Nintendo then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That is the Nintendo.
So would the Nintendo get out of 10 then?
Oh, it's 7 Zeldas.
7 rupees?
7 Zeldas out of 10 and no consoles out of 1.
Okay. We should go down to our beach and actually take the piss out of Death Stranding. Which instead of math equations, which would I have run my neck? silly drawings. How do I get back?
Stupid drawings.
How do I get back?
Just a bottle of iron brew and like a bit of haggis.
How do I go back?
How do
I
I
just
know
got to a guy and he's got train stations there. Like, are you fate here? That's no how you speaking there. Well, that's how I speak.
Wow. Okay,
Right,
so
so-
this is all the other games and people that were at E3. So I guess really the best thing to do is start with Ubisoft because they're really, really big.
Let's just
We don't
fucking
know particularly
pound
who's.
through all these games.
These are all Ubisoft
All
here.
the Ubisoft games are crap.
Everything here is Ubisoft.
Right, let's just go for this. This is much more interesting. What is this?
Fuck it.
Steep? That
Just
was Ubisoft anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Steep was Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Steep looks really good.
Steep looks great.
But John, you've always had a hard on for the Tony Hawk games, haven't you?
I've never
Not
liked
so much these days.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk games haven't been good since Tony Hawk 2, basically. Like,
Man.
I don't really care about extreme sports games. I like
Extreme.
I liked SSX 3, and that's as far as snowboarding games go for me. This looks incredibly epic and relaxing, weirdly enough, even though it's like an extreme adrenaline
It
sport.
looks like if
It
they
looks
don't-
kind of hypnotic when
if
you're
they
kind of
don't-
just sliding down a mountain.
If they don't finish it right, it looks like it's the type of game where you just be glitching.
Yeah,
For everything.
yeah. I'm worried about that.
So
I like the idea of going online and just snowboarding and wingsuiting with a bunch of random people and
Yeah.
doing nothing but taking photos of it and having a look at the good, amazing runs that other people have done. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, steep, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And then fall down a mountain, I guess. ABZU.
yeah, ABZU looks amazing.
I'm liking the look of
It
it.
looks like fucking what's that game you were arguing about last
Endless
week?
Ocean.
Endless
It
Ocean.
looks like Endless Ocean, but
Yeah.
but also maybe with like kind of like a bit kind of whatever that guy is who did Rez and
yeah.
Child of Eden. It has that kind of trippy neon stuff to it, and that's good. Games that there's a big resurgence in putting bright neons in games. It's
Yeah.
good. It's something that games look good doing. So let's do more of that, please.
I really wanted to play Subnautica, but my laptop was rubbish. It's no relevant here. So yeah, what do you think of that, John? ABZU?
Yeah, it looks cool.
You
And
put-
thumbs up.
What's it for?
Everything.
Just-
Let's assume everything.
Next up, Quaint Witcher card game.
Gwent.
Gwent, the Witcher card game. If
Gwent, the Witcher card game.
That's the full title.
What's
Um,
Gwent? It's the Witcher card game.
It's exactly, just in case there's any confusion there. The only thing more boring than The Witcher 3 is a card game that's in The Witcher 3.
Gwent.
Gwent can fuck right
Yeah,
off.
so Gwent can fuck off. Right, Absolver, the fighting game.
After just playing lots of Fury recently, if Absolver is in any way similar to Fury or God Hand or any of these brawlers, it could be really, really good. It looks nice. Less hand-to-hand combat where the two people are on the same level could be quite fun.
The animations, from what I've seen, look very, very stiff.
Fighting games only for me,
Okay.
so I have no opinion on it. No offence or anything. But
That's fine.
fighting games only my thing. I think it looks stylistically it looks quite good.
I think they were stiff because
That's
it
what I
was
keep
kind
saying.
of meant
No,
to
but
be
it's
like, huh.
Aye, to me it looked like they were going through an animation and then the character goes into like a static pose for a second and then moves into
I'll
the
have
next
to watch
move.
it again, but
It's
I got the feeling that it was kind of like you were having to pick your move on response to what the other character did, and maybe you could like set moves like in God Hand. But I'm reading way too much into the footage there.
What's next?
Black the Fall.
Yeah. And there
Um,
was kind of Russian limbo thing. Where like you have to go through like abandoned factories
Yeah, yeah.
and try and escape something, and there was giant robots. I don't know, man.
Soviet.
Yeah, we got that.
It looks okay.
Sid Meier's Civ 6.
Does anyone really care about Civilization games anymore? I mean, 5 was okay, but
I don't have the time for Civ games anymore. I've always wanted to play a big campaign with loads of friends.
We did it one time, didn't we?
yeah, yeah.
But you always want to
And you
play
get
it with
tired before you finish them.
yeah, and you want all the expansions and stuff like that. So
Civ 5.
Civ 6.
Whatever.
Civ.
Whatever, yeah.
Whatever.
Who
It's
cares?
just going to be the same, man.
Yeah, it's going to be the same
There'll
game.
be something different to it, obviously, but it's going to be, in essence, the same game.
Yeah.
Skyrim HD release. What do you think of Skyrim yet again
What?
being released?
What's Skyrim?
Right, next game.
No, really, what's a Skyrim? I don't think I've ever played a Skyrim. What's a...
It's definitely not been going on for far too long.
I don't know what a Skyrim is. Someone tell me what a Skyrim is. Actually tell me. Darren, what is a Skyrim?
Skyrim is a state of mind.
It's
Excellent.
a very, 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 very wide puddle of content.
Quake Champions.
Apparently
Anyway, I've never played Quake before, so I don't care.
Arena shooters are coming back, and they might be hot shit if you like that kind of stuff. But this one looks like it's going to have that typical thing that all games nowadays have to have, which is where the characters all are asymmetrical instead of just being all the same. So it kind of betrays its arena roots. We suspect. No one really knows what it is.
Right, Sonic Boom for the 3DS. Next.
Oh.
Tekken 7, John.
If there's anything worse than a fighting game, I've yet to hear about it.
Fuck off.
What do you think The Walking Dead Season 3, was that even at fucking...
There are so many Telltale games now.
There are too many.
The Batman one as well,
I've
isn't it?
only played 2, I think, ever.
Walking Dead Season 1 and 2 were both very good. 2 was not as good as 1, and that's why I'm thinking 3 is going to be less good than those. I'm still excited for it, but Telltale are seriously... They've got like such a weird half-life now because they've spread themselves too thin, and they're just depleting day by day. Their talent keeps getting weaker and weaker and weaker.
And
for
they
this
keep
stuff.
seeming to leave to do things like Oxenfree and Firewatch.
Yeah.
Which you might think are worse or better, but they're at least they're totally different from this average Telltale formula.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too much of the same thing at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Still could have a good story, what?
Yep.
Yeah, all
could
depends
do.
on the story. All depends on the story.
Right.
Because the game's certainly not inspiring anyone to do anything special.
Yooka-Laylee.
No.
No one liked Banjo and Kazooie.
Nobody in the
John
entire
doesn't
history.
like Banjo-Kazooie. I liked Banjo-Kazooie. It's a good game. For the time, obviously.
I never had an N64, so I didn't ever play Banjo-Kazooie.
But people getting all wanked up for Yooka-Laylee. Need to calm down.
Yeah.
It's just Banjo-Kazooie.
Isn't there like a character who's a snake and he's got 2 pairs of trousers on, and he's called like Jake the Snake or something? He has a pair of trousers and he's in like one leg of the trouser. I seem to remember. That's great. That's him. Why is the game not about him? Do you want to cut that? You can cut that if you want. Okay, so right.
Now we've got Mafia 3 was announced, I think, by Ubisoft.
I don't know.
Or care.
I've not played any of them.
I played the first one was crap. It's just a GTA clone.
Yeah.
There's a new... why can't they make a little gangster game where, like, you're the head gangster and you just, like, build it up like a gangster would, you know what I mean? Just like that, and you can be one of the foot soldiers as well.
Wasn't that the Godfather game?
I don't know, I've never played that.
Because they did make a Godfather game, didn't they? I don't know if it was
Obviously
like...
there was Vice City where you build yourself up and then
Yeah,
fans.
when you
GTA
think
game.
about it, GTA games are
Yeah.
just that.
They're the best gangster games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here was one of the hot picks, Battlefield 1. We did a whole video about Battlefield 1, couldn't we?
War Atrocity Simulator. Huzzah.
There was another...
On the anniversary of the Battle of the Somme. Yay.
There's another war game, World War One game called Verdun or something like that people were talking about.
Or was that like an actual proper World War One game where
Yeah.
it's horrible?
Yeah,
That's what. Yeah.
I think so. I'm not too sure. I've not played it.
People like to think that the World War One was absolutely all brown and horrible. That was like after they'd been fighting for a while, and so the footage kind of looked a bit weird because it was all green and blue and like bright. And I guess there might have been some good spring days over on the Eastern Front.
But
geez, talk about tasteless.
Did you
Yeah.
see Snoop Dogg smoking weed?
Yes,
last night?
and
That's
nobody passed comment on that. That was an odd one.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
well.
good. Did you see how bad the people were? They got to play that as well.
Yeah, it was
That
an
was great.
embarrassing set.
Well, at least it wasn't that stupid canned Ubisoft stuff like they have on Ghost Recon Wildlands, which was the one where, again, after they had that big let's have a moment of silence for all the atrocious shootings that have happened. I can't speak because it's horrible. All the atrocious shootings that have happened across the past couple of weeks. And here's a game about American soldiers having complete jurisdiction to murder people because of cocaine.
Yeah.
I did like the very thin veneer of kind of like realism in it, where they were like, oh right, so what we're gonna do, and talk about cocoa beans made into cocoa. This place has all the cocoa beans, so what happens if a cartel did take it over? I'd read a book about that, but I don't want to play a game where I shoot people.
Yeah.
Speaking of shooting people, Call of Duty Infinite.
What's Call of Duty?
Call of Duty in space. Wouldn't it be great if there were just aliens in it?
I'm more interested in the remake of Call of Duty 4.
Go to the Blar planet and shoot the Blars. We need all your Nazi gold. And they've got Hitler's seed. How amazing does this game sound?
Oh,
they've got
my
Hitler's
God.
seed.
Isn't that just the Wolfenstein game recently?
Kind.
Didn't they go to the moon?
They do go to the moon because
Yeah.
Nazis are on the moon on it, yeah.
Yeah, there's Nazis on the moon in the Wolfenstein games now.
Call of Duty 4 is the last Call of Duty game I played, ergo
And it was great.
it was great.
Have you got Watch Dogs 2 on that list?
Yes.
Yeah, we're about to get it.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
just
don't worry.
Get
you
inside.
have-
just while we're talking about the surveillance state and like actually
Let's just talk about it. Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, like really, Watch Dogs 2, it didn't need to exist.
What's
well,
with that hip ass guy?
Yeah.
Why is he so hip?
Watch Dogs 2 needs to exist because they earned $1 million off of the original Watch Dogs, approximately. This is what I hear. And then Mr. Robot came out and was really, really popular. And then they were like, "Oh right, so let's just make this game Mr. Robot." So maybe your guy is all of the guys in it. I don't know.
And it looks like it's kind of built around like everyone's a hip meme-loving hacker.
Yes, and it has amazing music in it, which is about the only thing that these big licensed games can do. These games that smaller indies can't is have actual licensed good music instead of making their own music, which is by turns lazy and good, I think.
Depending, it really depends. Like,
It's just, it looks like the same shit again, to be honest with you.
I mean, like
FIFA.
No, we're still
Oh.
talking about
Watch Dogs 1 was so slow and bad, yeah, I actually had to turn the computer off.
Yeah.
Like, it was that bad, so like, yeah, I don't know why they thought it would be okay to just try and do it again. It's another one of those games that I just genuinely don't know why people are asking for it, but it made money.
Yeah.
A lot of money, so,
So you
like,
have to make another one if it makes money.
Speaking of FIFA 17, they should stop making them and just call it FIFA Online, and they
Yeah.
can just patch it every year.
but then they don't get that sweet $40 every single year.
But what about
Microtransactions?
Well, because that's all the big money in
Yeah.
FIFA these days, isn't it? But what about if they have a great? What if they have a Spike Lee joint in FIFA 17, and we can make an
Yeah.
incredible monster of a footballer and take him to the top?
That is FIFA 17's
Or a
big thing.
dwarf.
It's a guy called Alex Hunter, and you take him to the top.
Why can't you
Really?
make him up?
Yeah. You're not allowed to name him.
You're not allowed to call him Easy Breezy, Mr. Easy Breezy.
No, he's called
De-
Alex Hunter.
De Richie, no, Denoble Richie,
Dinoble Richie.
Easy
Alex,
Breezy.
Alex Hunter sounds like a bad guy in James Bond.
He
does, yeah.
sounds like a cut price spy, like Jason Bourne, Alex Hunter, James Bond.
So John, what do you think of Final Fantasy 15?
I think the combat looks really interesting, but the rest of the game can fuck
What?
right off.
Wow.
What about the driving
What?
the car stuff?
I get it. You're broing out and broing all the way across the country.
But imagine if all they'd done is make a game where that's all you did, and there was no combat, and it was just going around, hanging around at landmarks, maybe shopping sometime, and that was the game. It would certainly make a difference from slashing shit up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah,
Importantly, it wasn't
yeah.
a Final Fantasy. It was just about driving around the country.
Because I don't want to hang out with effeminate Nazi Draculas like they all look like. I want to actually hang about with like people who look like people instead of cartoon characters, because that's what all the Final Fantasy characters have ever looked like, is shit cartoon characters.
Yeah.
So like I'd like it. Yeah, I'd actually like a wee game where you cut about with your pals across country. Just a cross-country drive, like across America or whatever. That'd be really cool.
You get points for making a good playlist.
And the four of them can go to a little gay bar. And,
Learn something about themselves.
something intimate.
So that's what we think about Final Fantasy 15.
That big demons, they're da.
It shouldn't-
Stop being gay.
Shouldn't have been a Final Fantasy game.
No.
And here's this next one we can put into that list of why they making another one, Dishonored 2.
Everyone's so fucking hyped for this game. Everyone
Really?
loved it. Everyone loved Dishonored, and they're so hyped for 2. I don't get it. I get that Dishonored 2 was kind of slightly different from other things, but it wasn't like a fucking earth shaker. it was kind of cool, but like, would you really want to play it again?
They have to fix a lot of problems with Dishonored in terms of the fact that you just couldn't. You had to be all bastard or all good.
Yeah.
And yeah, they need to fix things like that. I have a slight investment in it being all right because I think Cara Ellison could be a good writer, and it'd be interesting to see what her first game written ends up like, because she's had enough to say about other games that she's not enjoyed. So it'd be quite interesting to see if she can make something interesting.
Yeah.
And it's hard to know because they've been very tight-lipped about what's going on in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually see much footage of it. It just looked, but I imagine it's just more Dishonored.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like Dishonored 1.
No, that's like that.
Still not
Has big problems. It does.
And then South Park 2, insert funny arse joke here.
I didn't get it. I don't get the joke.
What was it called, John? Not without my anus.
Fuck it. What? I've actually forgotten.
It's-
Fractured butthole.
I don't get it.
Fractured butthole.
Don't.
Fractured butt hole.
Yeah, I don't get the joke. It's
They spelled hole not like you would anticipate for the joke to work.
so the joke is that something that is whole can't be fractured, and vice versa.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Well, it's the idea that you can be fractured as a group, but you still work as a whole.
That's not really a joke.
It's not really a joke, really.
Was it
It's
not?
kind of playing off the idea of the Civil War thing.
They're playing off
okay.
the thing, arseholes.
I don't get it.
And also breaking your arsehole during particularly rigorous activities.
Like German Schweizer movies.
I don't get it. Anyway.
It looks like a big damp.
first-
It looks like a big damp squib, just like the
What's-
stick of truth was.
It's like,
That's my J thing, by the way. You get it?
it's like superheroes this time, innit?
Yeah,
I liked
Yeah.
the bit where Cartman like talked through the guy's backstory. If that's got little random bits in it where it's not
Yeah.
it's generated each time, that could be funny.
yeah.
But yeah,
Right, and then finally, our last thing,
finally,
For Honor.
For Honor,
For Honor,
I don't know.
all the various people
I'm not
from.
aware of it.
I genuinely don't know what that one might be. It's the one where all the people from across all the different parts of time that fight have come together to have a
For
fight.
fuck's sake!
Was that a fighting game?
And it was originally just going to be a 4v4 group combat game, and then they decided that what they'd do is they'd put a really egregiously Ubisoft style single player campaign in it with lots of QTEs and things like that. And then the one thing that was supposed to be good about the whole thing was its combat, and they didn't explain how the combat worked in the video, so it just made it look like you just hammered one button and everything died. So they just managed to fail on every front with that one. But yeah, it's got knights in it and samurais in it too, and you can see which one is better.
That sounds fucking terrible and lame.
Should we go through what we like to know and then go through the critics
We
thing?
should definitely pause this.
Yeah, we'll pause this.